So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me, girls. I'd like to interview Allison tonight. And Ali has been on this program. Actually, hang on. It'll tickle in my throat. I thought I'd just mute that so I don't cough in the camera. Ali, can you tell us, I wrote my questions down. How long have you been doing Slim Fit for this time? And what are the results that you've got so far?
So this time I think this is week 13, I think. And so far I've just lost over 7 kilos and I'm up to 50 centimeters at the moment.
All around your body?
Yeah, off everywhere. So I've lost 11 off my waist and 11 off my hips.
That's wonderful. That is so good. 50 kg, 50 centimeters all over is really, really good. I'm so proud of you.
I'm pretty happy. Like it pays to take those photos because when, like, I'm a big girl, so 7 kilos isn't that much in the scheme of things. But when you look at the photos and you measure the centimeters, it actually makes such a difference to keep motivated.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like little increments each week is better than a big loss and then suddenly going back, like bouncing back. I would prefer you to do small increments, what you're doing right now. That's really good because in 6 months' time, you would have lost another 20 kilos, but it's those small steps every day and it's ingraining to be the person you want to be. So, Ali, you've been with and Dakota, if you have a question, please feel free. You can ask Allison a question as well, okay? In the whole time I'm asking him. So this is just to motivate and encourage all the girls that feel like, oh, you have those weeks where you feel flat. So, Ali, why did you join this program? Again.
Again.
Not again. It's never been Slim Fit, but why did you join?
So I was probably in a really bad place mentally about 5 months ago. Just before lockdown, actually, I had lots of stress in my life personally and at work, and was in a really bad place, drinking a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a lot for me, and just not going to the gym, not looking after myself as I would normally. And you just happened to message me at the right time, and I was just like, it was like, yep, I definitely need to do this. And I took some time off work just to get myself mentally okay. Unfortunately, we went into lockdown week 1 of my holidays, and I just needed to do it. I'm a single mum and I've got my kids and they need me to be on my A game and I need to be on my A game for myself too. So that's why I started.
So what has it done? Like, what's been the best part, I suppose, about it? Like, how did you, because I didn't specifically just sit down with you and work on your mind. You saying you're depressed or down. So what has been the part about it, this structure that's helped you mentally be upbeat a bit more now?
I think I'm someone that works off structure normally. So I wasn't in a structured routine prior. I'd got myself out of it. So I like the structure. It gives me something to work towards. It's like takes the stress out of things.
And you have structure.
Yes. And I know a plan. I'm someone that works off a plan. So having that just took the stress and just dropped my anxiety levels just that little bit. Like from the beginning, and it's just progressed as the weeks have gone on.
That's really good. I love hearing that. So you're saying that in a way, like, because with your weight, like you said, you've got weight and you want to lose that weight, but you've also got like a family and a job, a full-time job, and a house to manage and all of those stressful things. So in a way, you don't really want to think about. So you're saying one of the good things about it is that you don't have to think really, what do I exercise or what do I eat in a way.
Yeah, like that took the thought process out of it. Like just even having the shopping list and going, right, I know exactly what I'm having. Like I run around 3 days a week after work with my kids with sport. So knowing that I can meal prep either the night before for a dinner, or I can go, yep, I'm going to have this. It will be 20 minutes when I get home. I'll be right. It just takes that stress out of it. And then I'm less likely to go, let's go get Macca's for dinner, because that's the easy option.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we can all relate. I love that. Yeah. And like you said, the kids need the mum to be like, yeah, that's wonderful. All right, I got another question. Do you have a question, Dakota?
Not yet.
All right, so how do you manage your family and work and cooking and all of that? Like, what's your schedule like?
So I'll admit the last 2 weeks over the holidays has been a little bit hectic. I am moving on Monday, so this week's a little bit not happening.
That's huge.
But normally on a Sunday, I would go shop, or I would get my groceries delivered on a Sunday morning. I do all my lunches and everything on a Sunday afternoon. Yep. So I have everything ready for the week, because I start work at 7 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Sometimes I'm not getting home till 6 o'clock. So, and that's not just work, that's, prioritizing myself. So I just have a plan. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I plan the night before what I'm going to do, if I'm going to go to the gym or if the kids have got sport. And I just do it that way. I need to know the day before what I'm doing, otherwise it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. So you always plan the night before. So you're a night before planner. You're not a week before planner. You plan the night before.
I am a sort of week before. Like I've got a monthly calendar up on my my fridge. I've got one of those whiteboard magnets from Kmart. If anyone loves them, they're like the bomb. So I know sort of plans for, like, if the kids have a athletics gala day on a weekend, or like I know my routine stuff on that. And then if something pops up short notice, then obviously I'll do it day by day. But most of the time, I've sort of got a plan of when I'm going to the gym. I know exactly what days I'm working, and I know when the kids' sport is. Yeah. So
if you were to have a week, this is going to be one of my questions. You just explain, like, what it sounds like that would be a successful week if you were to plan things and get your meal prepping done. And that's exactly what I really want. That's what I learned. I created Slim Fit kind of out of my own pain. That when I had the shop, I had just had Lydia and I had the gym going, and I was stressed to the eyeballs. And I realized, oh my goodness, there needs to be a lot more structure if I'm going to be a calm, not anxious person, and actually just have some, like, start seeing my weight drop again, So that's what you're saying. I totally relate to. The structure is, it keeps your mind, like, there's a saying, or whatever it is, that, if you look at someone's room or car or house and it's a pigsty, you can kind of be like, I can see what your mind is like. Your mind, if your house is out of control, your room's out of control, it means your thoughts are out of control, So what would a unsuccessful week look like? Like, how do you, when you have a bad week, is it your thoughts that roll you out of control, or is it just because you didn't get things done?
It's usually, like, this week to me, I'm not going to lie, has been a bad week. I've gone back to work. For me, out of the last 13 weeks, this would be my worst. I'm packing up the house, and my groceries, when I ordered them, came with no meat. So I couldn't meal prep. And so even though my thought process is really good, I know what I've got to eat, it's the stress of I don't have my meals prepped. So it's just trying to find things on the go while I'm at work that sort of fit in, but may not necessarily fit in.
How would you go about fixing the meat issue? Would you just use what you had, or would you go and buy meat and then meal prep on another day?
So I've gone and bought more, and I'll meal prep tomorrow. Like, I've cooked dinner tonight, and I'll meal prep tomorrow afternoon. but I was lucky in the fact that some of the meals that I made extra. So when I did meal prep and I knew I was going to have a really busy week, I had stuff up in the freezer ready to go as well. So I was lucky in that sense that some of my meals were really good because I was already prepped.
I agree with that. Sometimes you forget that you've meal prepped and then you go, oh, what's for dinner? I forgot to get something out. And then you go, oh, hang on, I've got like 5 meals in here. I just have one of them. So, yeah, that's good. So what do you say to someone, like, say there's somebody watching this or even me or Dakota, what do you say to us if we don't like meal prep? Like, you know, where do you start or what do you think on it? Like, did you always like meal prepping or did you learn to like it?
I hate it. Anyone that knows me knows I hate to cook. Like, it's just not a passion. Just no. Like, the quicker, the easier, the better for me. But I just know, like, with some of the meals, like I really like the ones that you throw in the slow cooker and you just set it, forget it, and come back in a couple of hours and then dish it out and stick it in the freezer. Like, those meals, great. If you have to give me something that I need a meal prep for the next hour and a half, it's not happening. So quick, simple stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love it, Ali. It's so good. What you said as well, I can relate when you say, I don't like meal prep. If you know me at all as well.
Necessary.
Well, it's the same. And it's the same with all of us women. I don't believe I reckon there's very few women that like cooking. I
like it.
You're one of them, are you?
Business opportunity.
and I like it. It makes it easier because you've written the recipe for me, so it's easy to follow.
Oh, that's so good, Dakota. You already have an advantage because I hated it. I even used to say to Mark, oh, there's Woolies, my favourite shop. I used to hate the supermarket with a passion. I would be somebody that would just buy sausage rolls and bread and that's it. That's all I'd eat. Because I didn't want to cook. I didn't even want to look at cooking. But it is literally the key to the success, isn't it? If you can just go, oh, this is the painful thing every Sunday, even if it is the slow cooker, just go, okay, it's going to literally take me 10 minutes to shut up and put it all in. And you've got like a week of meals there. But it's the doing of meal prepping is
Okay. It's a necessary thing. So you do it if you want to reach your goal. I suppose it's your short-term pain over your long-term goal. That's what, But I'm happy to pay Dakota to do it for me.
Yeah, come on, Dakota, start a business. So would you say, like you just said, it's the one thing that gets you the results. Would you say that there's any, what for you, and what would you say that is one other thing that gets the results, like that you've been strict with?
My alarm goes off at some ungodly hour of a morning, but I snooze it every day. So I know I'm not a morning exerciser. It's just not going to happen. So I have a gym bag in my car. I go straight from work to the gym or like to a walk somewhere. I don't come home first. And I'm lucky in the sense that my kids are old enough that I can do that. Or they're not even off the school bus yet. So if I get home, it's not going to happen. So my routine is I go from work to wherever I'm exercising before I get home. Because once I'm in my house, it's game over.
Yeah. Yes. As soon as you sit down on the couch, it's like, oh, thank you. Good night. I'll go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
So
that's worked really well.
Yeah. So I love everything you've been saying. So you look like a very structured woman because you've got to manage, like I said, family, kids, work. Like if you don't mind me saying, we did PT, Isaac, in 1 minute. Okay, thanks. We worked together a few years ago when Lily was littler.
Yeah.
And then you had a break between PT and then doing this again. What would you say? Isaac, can you go and ask Daddy? Because I'm in a meeting. Close the door. Close the door. Thank you. What do you think did you keep your routine up in that period, or do you feel like in a way you needed a coach, or do you feel like, can you close that door, please? Close the door. Tell me what happened in that time. Did you feel like you could have kept going on your own, or?
So I think my downfall in between that time, like I've always been active in a sense, that like I took quite a lot of years off the gym, like weight side of things. Like I have quite bad arthritis, and I had a bad flare up a couple of years ago, and it's taken me a long time to get sort of my confidence back in my own strength. So I do lots of walking, hiking. So I did that in the meantime, but it was my nutrition that let me down. No meal prepping. Like I was conscious of what I was eating, but not really at the same time. I'm a nurse, so we get stuff dropped off all the time. There's always a chocolate or a cake or something in the tea room that you eat without even thinking about it. And that's what I did in the off time. Mindless eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Allison. So did you used to do PT with Rachel?
Before?
Yes. Okay, so since you've changed from doing personal training to online training, what do you like? What do you prefer, and what do you see the difference between working with her through online and working with her personally?
So I find when I was doing PT, because you're face to face, you can't slack off in a session. But so I feel like sometimes the workouts are harder, like in face to face PT, because you're pushing yourself. But I like this online structure because it comes with so much more. Like I feel like I'm actually this time seeing Rach or hearing from Rach a lot more than when I was doing PT and I was seeing her every two or three times a week. I think I was doing it. So I feel like with this online, it's a lot more interactive. There's a lot more, I suppose, accountability in this one. Like I feel.
Do you probably feel as well, because you've got children, it probably fits more into your daily routine as well?
Yeah, 100%. When I was doing PT, I used to rush from, my kids were younger, obviously, but I used to rush from work out to Cobra, do a weight session, come back into town, pick my kids up from after school care. It was actually more stressful. It was more stressful, to be honest. I was quite stressed.
Okay.
Where now I feel like I've got the freedom to choose when I exercise. I've got the knowledge now too, though, to push myself in my exercises now too. But it's the nutrition side of it, and like these Zoom calls, and knowing that you're not doing it on your own. I think I find this better.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's so good, Ali. I learned a lot as well. Like, you know how you said you were stressed when you raced out to get to PT and then go back in. That was one of the things why it was around that period that I was also starting the shop and having Lydia too, just after that. And I just thought, like, women are so under the pump. I was like, there's got to be an easier way. Like I said, I've got a home, I've got a room, I've got a few dumbbells. I can get fit here. I don't have to be always at some place, or, I can do it myself. And I think that's where a lot of us women, we want to just do it ourselves, but we kind of just need something to follow. We don't have to do the mind work about like, oh, what do I eat now? Or what do I do now? What's the next step? So you kind of need somebody to call on and ask questions for. Do you feel like, Allison, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I do think face-to-face PT though is very valuable. I think when you've got something booked in with a trainer that you're going to get pushed, very rarely do you cancel. Where I find if you're going to the gym on your own, you can just make up an excuse, to be honest. Like, you can.
Yeah.
which I mean, I've done.
Yeah.
So,
But that's like
yeah.
you said, you've actually built mental strength to go, no, I go. It's almost like that thing of you didn't want to meal prep for many years, me too, but now you almost get to a point where you're like, it's not really hard anymore. It's not really a big deal. You just do it now, you know?
You just do it. Yeah.
And you just go to the gym, even though you always start not in the mood, always. It's like anything, yeah. But then you just start after 10 minutes, you're like, I'm all right, I can do this. Yeah.
Just find yourself a good podcast or a good, rock, I don't know, whatever you choose to listen to. Get yourself in the music.
And like you said, go straight there from work. Don't go, I'm going here first. All right, so what is your ultimate goal, Ali? Because we all need to know so that we can support it.
So you put me in for a bikini contest. So I am going to do it. It scares the living daylights out of me, but I'm going to do it. And like, I started this 13 weeks ago, close to 100 kilos. I will admit that. I'm into the 80s now, but I want to get into the 70s.
Yeah, see how good that is? And the bikini competition's not till September. So you've got 9 months to like get the weight down to where you want it, then tone and shape the body the way you want it, So you're already ahead. You're ahead.
So I've obviously got those goals, but I think my biggest goal is to just be happy, be confident, and just feel like I'm winning life. Like, I don't want to go back to that where I wasn't sleeping, I was crying all the time. Like, I'm a nurse and was just like, I'm turning up and I'm normally a very compassionate person, but just didn't have it in me to, be the best nurse I could be. So it's not just about being a good mum or being a good nurse either. It's, I want to be the best version of myself. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Sounds cliche, but hey.
And you said, I want to be like the happiest version of me. What do you feel like you can touch on that a little bit? Like, what would make you feel like you are in that place? Like you feel happy or idle?
I feel like I'm getting there. Like, even some of my really good friends say, I can hear it in your voice, you've changed. Like I'm an anxious person generally, and I've just found like the anxiety's going. Like, I just don't want to worry about things that won't mean anything in 5 years' time. Like, I want to be able to just let that go and go, no, we've got it. I can deal with this and we'll just keep moving forward. So I think it's something I'll probably deal with forever, but I'm certainly better now than what I was 4 months ago. And in 4 months' time, I'm hoping to be better than where I'm at now.
Do you have anything, and I'll close it off in a second, but do you have anything like that you do with your mind? If you feel like you're getting anxious, do you do anything like affirmations or speak to yourself, anything at all?
I have taken up listening to podcasts. There's something about just sticking your headphones in and listening to a podcast. I do a lot of
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I follow people on Instagram. I know social media is not great, but there's people that, can just pep you up. And I give myself time out. Like, I do a lot of walking. I think that's my biggest thing that I do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I did learn about that actually a while ago from a neuroscientist that talked about if you are down or when you feel really disheartened or discouraged in life or even anxious, he said the thing that gets you up, like lifts you the quickest, is listening to a good word, like listening to something hopeful. So if you listen to someone, let's close that. If you listen to something that is, going to just encourage you, like not a story of like, I went through a tragedy and then I came back up the other side. Not a story like that, but literally just a good word, like, you can look forward to this, whatever, like just something positive. Or even humorous. They say that the mind can switch from being discouraged to hopeful again. and then you start acting you act hopeful, which means you get up and you have the energy to meal prep and you have the energy to go for a walk because you suddenly in here got happier, you know? So
yeah, definitely agree with that. I'm finding like there's so many great podcasts on Spotify that are for free that you can just listen to, and it's like that. It's not all doom and gloom and, you know, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. It's just listening to positivity, really. Surround yourself with positivity.
So wonderful, Ali. Yay, thank you. Let's give her a clap, Dakota. So good, Ali. You've done so well.
I survived.
I really admire you, Ali, because you have like always been someone that was determined. You know, even when I seen you going through some hard times, you just didn't stop. I really, really admire you. So I know I'm cheering you on every step of the way. And I know that now all the girls will watch this and be like, oh, okay, that's lifted. Because it is, you just, especially when you start a program like this at all, it takes a lot of energy. You have to think about meal prep. How the heck do I do that? And what's my program about? And people burn out sometimes in the first 2 weeks because of their energies going out and they don't know how to change their whole life. But you've just stuck with it, and that's the key. Just stick with it, even when you fall off, get back, fall off, get back on. And over 6 months or a year, you're a totally different person. So I really admire that. And I admire you, Dakota, as well. You've started strong. You started PT only like 12 weeks ago. So I'm so proud of you. Like I said, a lot of people just quit and go, oh, too hard, especially with Mark.
Yes. I would agree.
Smiley assassin, he is. All right. Well, so good. So just before you go, ladies, I just want to tell you that I'd like to book a game plan call with everybody, all of the Slim Fit girls. A game plan call is basically just to go over your scheduling of your week. Make sure that you know, because, the reason some of us fall off and don't get results is because we just didn't get those things done, the meal prep or the workout. And so I need to check on all of you. Show me your schedule. I want to see it. I want to see your schedule. Where have you put it in? And if you're somebody that has shift work, that's fine. I know how to work with shift work, so we can fix that. So it'll be called a game plan call. So when you get that link, you'll be able to book in. And the last thing is I've got protein powder. So if you need protein powder, there's 10% off for all Slim Fit girls. You can just do a local pickup, or you can order online, but it does cost shipping if it's online. So most of you will be able to do local pickup, I'm sure. And there'll be 10% off if you need it. Oh, you got some today?
I got the last vanilla one, so I'm going to try it.
Oh, very nice. Actually, there's some vanilla at the corner shop. So I'll tell them if a Slim Fit girl comes in, I should actually give you girls a code that you can just say this is the code and I'll get a discount. So because vanilla is the nicest. You got to have it with coconut water. Coconut water and I think it's the best. Water is a bit bland, but yeah. Coconut water and protein powder is so good. Yeah.
I'll try the blueberry smoothie with it tomorrow.
Oh, yes, 100%. That'll be they're so good. Yeah. Blueberries, coconut water, and protein powder. Yum.
Yep.
All right, girls. Well, do you have any questions before we go? Any more questions?
No, I just want to know when Dakota's going to do the meal prep. Start a business.
I'll have to take Rachel's credit for that. With a recipe book.
The recipes. Yeah, just
what do you need? The lunches? Or the whole thing?
Oh, the whole thing. Just do it all.
Yeah, I'll second that, Dakota. Can I put mine on top? Oh. Yeah.
I'm moving, ladies. I'm moving back to Sydney.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nice work, ladies. Thanks, Ali, for doing that. It was really wonderful to hear from you. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Rach.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, girls.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. See ya.
Yeah. Bye.